Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be having to sit down and talk about our experience with the whole birth. I just delivered. I'm 3 weeks postpartum. Had my baby boy. If you look back at my previous videos, you'll see that I have a little girl. She's now 3 years old, and now we have a 3-week-old. He's going so fast. So we wanted to have a sit down and talk about the experience, because I didn't get to record as much as I wanted to for the actual labor and delivery vlog. So we wanted to talk through it, and then I'm also add some clips that I did get. So I guess starting off, before we talk about the actual delivery, just talk about the experience, the pregnancy experience as a whole. So of course this pregnancy wasn't planned. I mean, we know we wanted a boy, but it wasn't like planned. So the whole pregnancy was a shocker. However, I started this pregnancy not even though I wanted to have, well, I knew kind of in the back of my head that I wanted to have a home birth, but I wasn't like pushing, like I didn't think that I was going to have one, so I wasn't pushing the issue. I was like, it would be nice to have one, but it was just in the back of my head. So I ended up starting to go with a regular OB in my hometown. So I went like what, 2 appointments to him, and he was a good doctor. By all means, I probably wouldn't have minded him delivering my son, but I don't know what made, I think I seen something online. I don't know what made me.
Probably TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
TikTok or YouTube.
TikTok is, I don't even know. TikTok is just over this whole generation right now. But so probably so TikTok, someone on social media, I know I seen someone broadcasting that they had a home birth, and I was just like, like I really did. Like I said, it was something I knew I always wanted to do, but I didn't know that we could, so I never said anything. But I'm like, let me just get out my head and let me see. So did I end up bringing it? I think I ended up looking it up first, and then I brought it to you. I ended up looking up some midwives in like 45 minutes away from us. Well, I was looking around here too, but there's none in my hometown. So I was just looking to see who was close. So we had to get the man of the hour. But yeah, I was looking up some midwives around the area, and I came up with 2. I found 2, and the first one that I called was my midwife, the midwife that we ended up choosing, but she wouldn't answer. It was hard to get her on the phone, and so I went to the second one, and she was about like, I think like 4,000. She was about 4,000, and I forgot what else kind of didn't make me choose her. I don't know if she didn't have, I don't think she had the birth fee. I mean the pool. I think we had to purchase that. It was something. I was like, I don't know. But both of them were really good. Our midwife was $3,300, and she included the pool and everything like that. So I was emailing, but I couldn't get in touch with our midwife. And then one day I was like, let me call her again. Call her, and she answered. I'm like, hey, I was trying to get in touch with you. She's like, yeah, I'll be very busy, da 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 da. But finally got in touch with her, and she was telling me some stuff over the phone, you know, about her pricing and stuff like that. And then we set an appointment. So after that, I did not go back to the regular doctor's office. I ended up going to her office, clearly, and we decided to go through with it. So before I continue on, I definitely just want you to speak on, like, how did you feel when I brought the idea to you?
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it at first.
What was your reasons?
At 3,300.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
He was not on board at first, but I didn't have to ask him too many times. It was just, I think that I came to you with it. He was like, I don't know, but then the next time I'm like, you don't think we could do it? And then it was just
Anything for her.
it was like, let's do it. So he ended up getting on the bandwagon, and we signed the contract with the midwife, and the rest was history. The whole process is pretty much the same. As far as going to the OB, you start going once a month, then you go every 2 weeks, then at 37 weeks you go every week. At your 37-week appointment, the midwife do come to your home. Well, a lot of midwives usually come to the home and do every visit, but she has an actual office, so we will go to her office. I should have a clip of that. I think I can show that clip of her, you know, checking in the beginning, her checking on baby boy and stuff like that.
Look at this, you. Not moving it. Yep. It's good, like 150 something. We found you, little one.
Come with me to my prenatal appointment. Outfit check. Hydrate. I love that they accommodate my daughter. She's always so intrigued. Healthy baby boy.
It's nice. It sounds great. You hear that?
What's that?
All done.
One thing that was different was the fact that instead of having the glucose drink, instead of having that like very sugary drink, I was able to just drink a little bottle of Welch.
Cranberry.
Mm-mm.
It was cranberry.
It was great. It was just great.
It was great?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Grape juice. So the Welch's grape juice, the little small bottle. I was able to drink that. And then for my ultrasound, I just had to go to, like, she would refer me to the hospital that's in network with her. Oh, because my iron was low, and I had to like go out, and I did have to pay out of pocket for those two. So that's outside of the $3,300. You had to pay out of pocket for that. But if you have insurance that they accept, then you can pay for your insurance to pay for those appointments. But as far as the whole the $3,300, that's no insurance at all. That's strictly out of pocket. So yeah, that's the only difference that it was. As far as the doctor's appointments, you still get vitals checked. You know, you talk about different things, how you feeling, what's been bothering you. Oh, and something else I started doing during this pregnancy was going to the chiropractor. That, you know, it did help because I had bad sciatic pains in my butt cheek. And I haven't had those in a minute, so.
After that first one, I didn't really have too much about
Yeah, after the first chiropractic visit, it kind of went away, faded away. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad, because those used to have me crying out of bed. I used to, like, it's hard for me to walk and sit down for a long period of time. It was horrible. That was the only differences. Any more differences? But between his birth and King's birth, like the appointments wise, I think that was pretty much.
That was it, man.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as a regular doctor's visit, but you know they go in like the natural way.
Yeah, and then the visit, you told me that it was like an hour long.
Oh yeah, like because they really go in detail. They want to know how you feeling, how dad's feeling, and I love too. That's why I really wanted to do a home birth too, is because you know COVID, they're not letting too, like when I went to those, that was a difference. The COVID, when I was going to those 2 doctor's appointments, I only could go, like I could only go by myself. He couldn't go, King couldn't go. they couldn't hear it. You know, when I first went to my first doctor's appointment, he couldn't see him on the ultrasound and everything like that. So that was the difference. They were able to come. Kennedy had a little PlayStation, so she was playing while we were talking to the midwife. So yeah, it was an hour long, but they really wanted to get in. They, as in the midwife and her assistant. She was also, you know, shadowing her to become a midwife. But they really wanted to make sure we were doing good. He was doing good. Seeing how, just really getting in depth. So yeah, it was an hour long. And it's crazy because on TikTok, it was like a little trend, not a trend, but it was a TikTok, saying that the doctors, when you go to a regular doctor's office, they just like, hey, how you doing? All right, bye. Like, they like trying to get you in and out. But yeah, it was an hour, but it went by fast. It didn't really seem like an hour.
They go by fast.
Yeah.
You talking most of the time.
Yeah, they're asking you questions and you're asking them questions, stuff like that. So yeah, that was a difference. That was a good point. So I guess that brings me to the home birth part. We talked about the pregnancy. The home birth part, in the beginning when you sign the contract, they give you a list of things that you gotta get by the time it's showtime. So it's stuff like washcloths, stuff that you kind of already got in your home. Basically like washcloths, bath towels, a crock pot. Like it sounds like some off the wall stuff, but it was really useful. Like they use crock pot to like keep the washcloths warm for warm or cold compresses. What else? A flashlight, a net,
a hose,
a hose. If you want to do a water birth, then yeah, you need a hose, a fish net, because just to get like stuff out the pool, anything out the pool. And yeah, definitely his clothes that he's gonna put on. What else? Plastic, like to go under the pool, and like what is it called? It's not a liner. The things that they provided was the pool, the liner, and that's it, I believe. And then we had to get a birth kit, which came with everything that the midwife needed, like suctions, stuff to clamp so they can cut off the umbilical cord, stuff like that. So yeah, and the kit was like $50, I believe, $50. And then the other stuff, like I said, you pretty much already have around the house, but you can buy new ones if you want it to be messed up. That wasn't too bad. That's out of pocket as well. So like I said, you get that in the beginning, so you have all this time to get all this stuff. By 37 weeks when they do that home visit. Keep in mind, that's just what my midwife did. Usually midwives do come to your house every visit, but ours did the first home visit at 37 weeks. Even though it ended up being 38 weeks for us because of COVID. Like we were trying to run away from COVID, but unfortunately my midwife contracted COVID at 37 weeks when she was supposed to do the home visit. So you have to wait the 10 to 14 days, so she ended up having to come that next week. So at 37 weeks, our midwife did our home visit. She came, scoped out the house, and made sure we had everything. Wanted to see, how far she had to go for different things, how far she had to go, like from her house to my mom's house. We lived at my mom's house. So by that time, we wasn't already there yet. We didn't live at my mom's house until that 39 weeks. I ended up delivering at 40 weeks in 3 days. Woo. Like I wasn't doing nothing when it came. Like I wasn't walking. Well, the only thing I was
until everybody got on her body.
The only thing I was doing, I was drinking that raspberry leaf tea here and there. But yeah, I wasn't walking or nothing. And I remember I was 40 weeks in 2 days. My sister-in-law called and she's like, you got to get up, you got to do something.
And she in bed chilling.
She like, you got to, and then he told her that my mom had the treadmill. She like, you have to get on that treadmill. And I think a little bit after we got off that phone, I was like, come on, let's go ahead. So I went on that treadmill for like 15 minutes. I was walking up and down my mom's stairs for like, not just walking up and down them, but you know, getting stuff from upstairs, and I go back down, and I may have to come back up for something. So I was essentially going up and down the stairs. I finally got my yoga ball because I lost my pin to my yoga ball when we went to my mom's house. So I finally got another pin so we could blow up the ball. So I was on the ball, I was doing squats on the ball, I was drinking my raspberry leaf tea, and what I think we were, me, Cuz and my mom, we was watching TV, we was watching some game shows, and he ended up going, it was like after 12, so this was
like 1 or 2.
Yeah, this is the date. He was born January 26th at 7:15 p.m. So this was like at like 1, 2 that morning, and he was like, all right, now I'm about to go ahead to bed.
And I ain't listening. The whole time I was there, I went to sleep early. It was the only night that I stayed up that late.
And so I think I came up at like 3, kind of woke him up, you know, we was just in the room, and then like at 4 he went back to sleep. And I play this game on my phone, so I was like, I'm not sleepy yet. Let me just play this let me play this game so I go to sleep. So I would start to play the game, and I'm like, I feel something, and at the same time I felt like I had to poop at the same time. So I'm like, maybe it's something going on with that. So I get up, and I'm still playing the game. I'm like, let me pace from the door to the window. So I'm pacing. I'm still in the room. I'm pacing. I'm playing my game, and then all of a sudden I had to lean over the bottom of the bed. I'm like, oh, something ain't right. So I go to the bathroom. I'm like, let me go ahead and use this bathroom, because maybe this will stop all this. Because I'm still like, for my first, I didn't have any Braxton Hicks. So this one, I was having a little, every so often I have a little something I feel. But I'm like, this feels different. So I'm like, let me go ahead and use the bathroom to eliminate that. So I use the bathroom, then I go downstairs, and my mom's still up. My mom is a night out. So I go downstairs, I'm like, Mom, I think I feel a little something, I'm not sure, but I did go to the bathroom, so I'm trying to wait to see if, you know, something else kicks. So she's looking at you, she's like, here we go. And so she paused the paused the TV, and I go back upstairs, and at this time I'm like, let me at least tell him that I think I'm feeling something. So I go up there, and I'm like, babe, and mind you now, he just went to sleep, so it's hard to kind of wake him up. So I'm shaking, I'm like, babe. So he's like, huh? I'm like, I'm just letting you know, you don't gotta get up right now. I'm just letting you know that I think I'm feeling something. I'm thinking I'm having a contraction.
Yeah, you said.
When I tell you
having a contraction, something like that.
When I tell you, by the time I got back down those stairs, he was up and in the bathroom, because you know we had to put the hose on the shower so that we could put water in the pool. So when I tell you he was up, like, and then I looked, I said, and I was laughing with my mom. I said, well, I did tell him he had to get up right now, but I'm glad he did, because things were happening. So, but yeah, so he got up, and with the quickness. So by the time I got back downstairs, before I go there, how did you feel when you heard me tell you?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm new to this, but only times, when we had Kennedy, he was in the hospital, and he was having contractions in the hospital. So it's like, okay, the baby's coming. Mm-hmm. Contractions, so that's what got me up. Like, okay, the baby's coming. Let me go ahead and get this out the way.
Okay, so I went back downstairs, and I'm all I could do was walk. So I went back downstairs, and I'm walking. Mom was like, "Oh yeah, you pacing? Yeah, this the real deal." And then I knew at that point it was the real deal, because them pains, like they kept coming. So she was like, "Did you call your midwife?" I was like, "No, but let me go ahead and call her." So keep in mind, the first contraction I felt when I was in bed was at 5:05. I didn't call my midwife until 5:30, 5:40, I believe it was. And I had this contraction app, so I was timing the contractions from my very first contraction to that contraction that I felt when I had to bend over the bed. That was like 13 minutes. From that contraction to my next contraction was like 7 minutes, and after that it was like less than 5 minutes apart. Good morning. Ooh. It is currently 5:41 a.m. Started feeling contractions at 5:05. I had my first contraction. And I've had like 5, 6 since then. They're kind of coming in close to increments. Just walking. I already shed some tears. I don't know if it's from, I think I'm just overwhelmed right now because I can't believe it's finally happening. I already called my midwives. They're on the way. Oh my goodness. My water hasn't broken yet. Getting everything, because we kind of let our guards down, so the water hose is on the shower now. So yeah, just pasting. Trying to get my mind ready for the next one. Should be timing it, but I don't remember when the last. I've been using this app. Ooh. Yesterday I went on the treadmill for 15 minutes. Kept going up and down the stairs for different reasons. Was on the bouncing ball. What else? Did a little squatting. Just trying to prepare my mind because another one feel like it's coming. Ooh. 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 Mm. Mm. Got a little bit in my back too. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Yeah, I took it in my butt. I mean, my butt, my back. Ooh. So I was telling my midwife that, and she was like, all right, I'm gonna tell Shailene, that's the apprentice or the assistant. I'm gonna tell her, because the assistant actually lived close to me. She was like 10 minutes away versus my midwife. She was like on the other side of town. So she was like, all right, I'm gonna tell Shailene, we just gonna go ahead and come over ASAP. So I was like, okay. And while I was on the phone with her, I started tearing up and crying. She's like, just breathe. Because every time, I don't know, I just get overwhelmed and I'm like, wow, it's really happening. So, but that was the only time I cried.
I don't think I was down there yet.
Yeah, they didn't even see that love. But I did end up telling them. But, so I wiped my tears and I'm just pacing. And then not too long after that, and I have some footage, so I think y'all see that too. But not too long after that, the assistant came. She came in without her thing. She was checking his heartbeat, and I'm just, on the ball. I'm going from the ball, when I'm not having contractions to walking when I am. Okay, let's get to the good part. Yeah, we're gonna make it a big lot. The top of them still going. I can't bounce through them though. I don't remember to breathe. Okay, so that one lasted a minute. No, it was okay. It was about 2 minutes after the last one. I just hope this goes fast, Lord Jesus. That's not somebody outside, is it? She at least said it'll take her 11 minutes.
Yep.
That's her?
Yep.
Because I could not, at first when I leaned over stuff it helped, but after a while when it got intense I couldn't do nothing but stand up straight. So yeah, the midwife assistant, she got there, she was doing her thing.
If you have a contraction, just try to let me listen in between, okay?
She was making sure things straight as well as making sure, well actually it was Cliff and my mom. They were really making sure the house, my mom done put on a diffuser, she turned the whatever she was watching off, put on worship music. He was up there making sure that the pool was good.
And I kept asking them, y'all
yeah,
fill the pool up?
Still the pool was not filled. Like it was pumped up, the hoses on the shower, everything was ready. Have not filled up the pool yet. They ended up getting my area that I was supposed to be laboring in together. They had my words of affirmation as well as my lights. Y'all will see that as well. However, I was still downstairs because this is where I was when everything started to get intense. So then shortly after, maybe 30, 45 minutes after the assistant got there, my midwife ended up getting there. And she did the same thing, was checking me. Before she got there though, I did end up vomiting. Because, you know, it's tightening in there. So I ended up vomiting. And then once the midwife got there as well, I ended up vomiting again. But that was just like water, because I was drinking water. And at that point, I went to the bathroom, and when I was vomiting, every time I vomited, it was like something was coming out. Something was coming out down there. It was like I was opening it and something was coming out. And I'm like, and while I was vomiting, I was trying to tell him, but I had to, of course, wait. So afterwards, I'm like, I feel something. And then she's like, do you feel the head? I'm like, I don't feel the head, because, you know, you will know, like, you'll feel some pressure if it was the head. So I'm like, no, it's not the head, but something is coming out. So and at this time I had a diaper because my water didn't break yet. So she looked and she was like,
it's the bag.
That's the bag of water that's that's coming out right now. So she was like, okay, let's get upstairs. And at this moment, the pool is still not being filled. So when we get upstairs though, that's when she's like, all right, yeah, let's just see. Go ahead and get it filled. We'll see where she's at, because after my water break, that's when they was going to check my cervix. So, and let me be clear, my whole pregnancy, I did not get a cervix check. I cannot be more thankful, because I hated that so much with my first. But anyways, so we get upstairs, then they started filling up the pool. And so I'm just laboring. I'm laboring upstairs. They got me a chair so that I can kind of lean on. Then that didn't work, so they got my ball, put it on the chair so it was a little bit higher. That didn't work. I couldn't do nothing but stand up straight and walk. Like walk, pacing. I'm doing like this, breathing, trying to breathe. And then next thing and at this point, my mom, she's like, okay, the pool's not filling up that fast, so let's see if I can put some water on the stove and boil it. So she goes downstairs to try to get a pot of water so we can put more water in the pool with the hose. Next thing I know, and okay, from when we got upstairs, I probably had like 3 contractions, 3 good contractions. I think 2. Well, the third one is the one that I was like, oh, I got to like go to the bathroom. Every time it makes you, when that pressure comes, it makes you feel like you got to poop. Like you got a whole log just waiting to come out. So that third contraction, I said, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. And like my mom, her banister, I like held on to that banister because it felt like it was about to come out, explode. So I'm holding on to the banister. I'm like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. And my midwife is like, oh, it's the baby. Which, you know, that's what they say, because that's what they said when I had a hospital birth. They're like, no, you don't have to poop, it's the baby, you don't have to poop, you don't have to poop. But my midwife, she said, however, if you feel like you need to go to the bathroom, go ahead. I said, yeah, I got to go to this bathroom. And so fortunately the bathroom was like right there in the area of my birthing area. So I sat on that toilet, and when I sat on that toilet,
you didn't even sit down.
Yeah, I didn't. I was hovering over the toilet.
Cause once you try to squat, that's when the water broke.
What?
And once the water broke, his head was right there.
Yeah.
Forward here. Oh. You want to push a little bit? Go for it. Oh. Push a little bit. Oh. Relax your legs.
Good,
oh. And lean on me. Just lean hard on me. Oh. I'm going nowhere. Oh my God. Right there, baby. Dad, can you take my glasses on my head and put them I'll put them somewhere. There, thank you. All right, you're gonna give it a push. Give it a little push. Let me feel here if there's any. Jesus. No. I know. Look at this little hand. I'm just keeping it on. Okay, go ahead.
Right there, baby.
I know. I'll take a washcloth. Is there a washcloth around the corner?
Yeah, right there in the
Squeeze one. Oh, give me a clean one out of the closet. Just a white one. Clean one out of the closet. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and bear down. Bear down. Nice and clean. All right. A little.
I need that wash rag.
Yeah. Here. Away from the mouth. There we go. All right.
This little boy.
Sit down. You can sit down.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. There we go. There we go. Clean towel. Clean towel. No, no.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
My cloth is really dirty, so.
Oh my God.
Towel under the baby's bum so it doesn't so slippery. You do it with your clean hands. I'm gonna take my glove off. Push against this baby that mama can get. There we go.
Go. You can lift him up.
I don't know much cord.
Long cord.
Okay, good. Sorry, mama.
Oh.
Time was 7:15.
All right, let me go write it down real quick.
Oh my God. There you go. Oh my gosh. Wow.
What water birth, what
Oh
bed
my
birth.
goodness.
It was a toilet birth.
The baby made its own water birth. He came with a little flood.
Oh my goodness, Kim. Oh my goodness, Camden. Hastings. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Babe.
What in the world?
5:05 at what time?
It is 7:15.
Wow.
I literally, like, I squat and like pushed a little bit because I mean pressure. I felt like I was trying to push because I thought I had to poop. push, water broke, water went, it was crazy, it went straight into the toilet, so there was no mess in that area. But as soon as the water bust, his head was peeking out. And so my midwife assistant was telling Cliff, go get her mom, because you know he's here. So in the video, hopefully I can show y'all the video if I can edit it right and not put my business out there. But in the video you see them kind of trying to get the gloves on him really fast because like his head was there. So fortunately enough, my mom heard everything, heard the commotion, heard us being loud.
She was already up here.
Yeah, by the time he turned around and tried to go get her, she was coming in the bathroom. I'm glad, because if he would have tried to go downstairs and get my mom, they both would have missed it. So so my mom ended up seeing the head, and literally the next contraction, his body just came right on out, and like I was still like hovered over the toilet. It was crazy. And a part of me wished I could have gotten the pool to like see if it could have did anything. But however, the way I was laboring, like I said, all I could do was walk. Me kneeling down, me bending over like that was not helping. So I don't know if I would have been able to stay in there. I probably would have had to dry it off, put clothes, so it probably was good that I didn't get in. So I ended up just having a home birth. I mean, it was a successful home birth. I just didn't get in the water. So that was that. He was here. They, of course, was putting the towels on him so he could stay warm. Then I had to deliver the placenta, so I had to get down on my knees, and then I delivered the placenta on my knees.
Keep it coming. Okay, just stick your butt back. This helps you bear down. I'll give you a little counter pressure.
Such a long cord. All right, here's the placenta.
Yeah. Keep coming. Somebody give me the time for
Right. What time is it?
7:21. 7:21.
All right.
All right, we'll get you into bed. I'm gonna get you another wrapper.
My umbilical cord was so very long, so he was able to be on my shoulder, be on my chest rather, while I kind of moved, while I had to get up and go in the room. And so it was kind of some room, because I know a lot of some women, they're too short, so it's kind of hard to maneuver. So that was good. So how did you feel when that rush was happening?
Can't say I felt like nothing. It was just like I was in shock again. Once again, I was in shock and seeing the baby head, and she's over the toilet, so it's like, what do I do now?
Yeah, and it's crazy because he was behind, like when I was having those contractions up there, he was behind me the whole time, rubbing my back and stuff like that. And so when I said I had to poop, he was coming in the bathroom with me. So imagine, he seen everything first before the midwife. The midwife was like in the office. They were right there in the area, but they were in the office still getting stuff out their bag, doing stuff. So when I said I had to poop, they were coming, but he was like right behind me. Because of course they don't leave you, they right there with you the whole time. They want to make sure they're there, one of them at least. So he seen everything, seen the water drop and the head. He was the first one. So I can only imagine how that, would have been. So yeah, after that, went into bed. They did his vital. Well, no, we did skin to skin for a long time, like maybe an hour or so. Then they did his vitals, and I think they were going in the next 2 hours or so, hour or two. So yeah, after they do the whole cleanup, y'all. They clean up. So we ain't had to worry about none of that. So that was good. So yeah, I had my first contraction at 5:05. He was born at 7:15. So 2 hours and 10 minutes. So good thing I called my midwife when I did. Good thing he jumped up when he did. Good thing, everybody was just like, okay, everybody knew what they were supposed to be doing. It was just crazy. And then everybody ended up coming back together, So it was just great. It was quiet. Like I said, the diffuser was going, the worship music was going. You know, my mama, she was over, you know, behind me praying at one point. I'm kneeling on the couch. She's trying to pray for me. I said, "Mom, I'm, you know, home, but I got to get up." I got to get up because I couldn't, like I said, when they got intense, I couldn't lean over no more. So yeah, that was pretty much our birthing experience. Am I leaving anything out?
You don't want to tell me how much you weighed and all that.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. He was, how much? Go ahead, Dad. How much did he weigh?
6 pounds, 14 ounces. His head was like, what, 14 inches?
13.
13 inches. Same?
13 and a half.
Yeah, 13 and a half.
13
Kenny
and a half.
was 13.
How long was he?
17. No. How long was he?
He was 20 inches. So yeah, he was 6 pounds.
Kenny was 19 inches.
Yeah. So he's just a little bit taller and everything. But yeah, so he was 6 pounds, 14 ounces. He was 20 inches long, and his head was 13 and a half. Now he's we just went to the doctor, and he was 8 pounds and 3 ounces. So he is growing. He's 3 weeks. And he's 21 inches long now, and his head is 14 and a half. So yeah, he's definitely growing. He's breastfed. He does get a bottle, but it's breast milk, so he's breastfed. A healthy baby boy. He does so good.
Yeah. And for the ones that, you know, think they want to home birth, I recommend you do it because it's better for you, or, you know, to be at home moving around instead of being in the bed at the hospital. You know, you can move around your significant other, or, you know, he can have places to lay, not lay on a couch all day. And, you know, use the bathroom at home. You know, want to be comfortable and stuff. Take a shower, because that's what you did, right? You took a bath.
I forgot to mention
took a shower.
That. They do give you an option. You can take a bath or a shower. I took a shower because I was ready to get back. Because y'all keep in mind, we were up, so we didn't have no sleep. So literally, like when I started laboring, I'm like, y'all, I am tired. Like it's crazy. Like the tiredness just fell on me. I'm like, I am tired. So I'm glad that everything happened so fast. Because after, when they were there, I showered. And of course, like I said, they don't leave you to do nothing alone. So they were right there. She's like, I'm gonna give you your privacy, but I'm right here on the other side of the shower. So they make sure that, made sure I ate. They wanted to see me eat something. They did push on my stomach once while they were there, or once or twice. And then they left me to do it. I had to do that myself. I'm glad because the hospital, they do it to you every hour. So yeah, and then you have, like, they have stuff for, you know, inside of the bag. I mean, inside of that home birth kit that I was talking about. You have pads, you have you have cold packs, ice packs that can go in your pads. You have a period bottle. So I still had those type of stuff that you have at the hospital. I got my own Depends though, because I wanted to try that out, and I loved wearing a diaper. I had a diaper on, but it was comfortable. Yeah, but yeah, so it was a great experience. I enjoyed it. If I was to have another one, I definitely would do it again. I would recommend. Yeah, this is why I want to do it too, because I don't plan on having any more. I'm like, it's the last one. You might as well go out with a bang. So, yeah. But everything, it was successful, so I was really grateful for that. Everything happened so fast. I was grateful for my parents because, like I said, we labored at their home. We were there for about 3 weeks total. So, you know, we invaded in their space for a little while. So I was very grateful for them as well. And their hospitality, because my stepdad or my mom was cooking it up, and stuff like that. So we had an awesome time. Camden's here, he sleeps, so we'll probably insert some clips of him. But just wanted to come on here and tell y'all about our experience. So thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all decide to do it because I mean it is what people started off doing, you know, having home births and whatnot, having midwives versus going to the hospital. Thanks for watching, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. If I didn't say anything that you might want to know, please put it in the comments. I will get back with you. So yeah, share this video. And thanks for watching.